What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, let's jump right into the topic of this video. The Las Vegas Raiders have signed free agent cornerback Darnay Holmes from the New York Giants. He is 5'10", 195 pounds. Holmes originally entered the NFL as a 4th round draft pick in 2020, where he was drafted by the New York Giants and has played in 54 games with 11 starts over his first 4 seasons. His career totals include 107 tackles, 81 of those being solo tackles, 4 interceptions, 8 passes deflected, 3 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. Something to know with Darnay Holmes is that he's reunited with defensive coordinator Patrick Graham of the Raiders. Patrick Graham was his defensive coordinator for his first 2 seasons in 2020 and 2021 with the New York Giants. So he should be pretty familiar with this type of Raiders defensive scheme that we will be running. But today I just wanted to jump into the film and see what exactly does he bring to the Las Vegas Raiders defense. So without further ado, let's jump right into the tape. Now here we're going to get him lined up in the slot cornerback position. Here he's going to give the Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Brandon Cooks some cushion off of the line of scrimmage, gives him a free release. And after that, he's just going to get beat by the speed that Brandon Cooks possesses on this go route concept. He gives up a big play right here down the field. On this one, we're going to see him lined up in the slot once again, and man-to-man coverage, gets beat on this out route for a short yardage along the sideline. Here on this rep, we're going to get him in zone coverage. He ends up taking on wide receiver CeeDee Lamb on this deep vertical route, and he's going to get targeted down the field. And one thing I noticed is it looks like he completely sells out on the route going towards the back of the end zone, and he ends up giving up a lot of separation to CeeDee Lamb when he gets this on like a comeback type of route. Now, one thing about this play is that the pocket was breaking down and their quarterback Dak Prescott was getting pressure, so maybe this was more like a scramble drill type of scenario where CeeDee Lamb was aware of the situation and ran into the open space. But either way, Holmes wasn't able to identify the scramble drill. Holmes wasn't able to identify Dak Prescott being in trouble, and he gives up another big play. Now granted, it is against a premier wide receiver like CeeDee Lamb. Really, it's tough for any quarterback to guard him nowadays, but still, 2 big plays he gives up on this drive. Now here he's going to get close up to the line of scrimmage, and he does a good job in the slot defending against the crosser route and man-to-man coverage. He also does a good job not giving up on the play just because he beats him initially, and he keeps his eyes on the quarterback. Eventually he realizes it's a scramble drill for Dak Prescott, and he keeps his man right in his hip pocket the entire time throughout the rep. Good stuff right here. In the slot once again, and here the Giants are going to drop back into zone coverage, and on this rep we can see wide receiver Michael Gallup was able to create some separation towards the back of the end zone, but he is very lucky that the Giants defensive line were able to get direct pressure on Dak Prescott, essentially forcing him to just throw this ball away. And on this rep, he's going to get matched up against wide receiver CeeDee Lamb once again, and he's going to give him inside leverage. And overall, I feel like he plays this rep pretty well, even though he gives up a catch. CeeDee Lamb is going to beat him with his curl route, but you look at it, he really doesn't give up a ton of separation, and he forces him to make a tough catch going to the ground. So yes, he does get beat on here. He gives up the catch, but also, like I said, this is arguably one of the best wide receivers in all of football, so keep that in mind. Overall, I like the coverage though. Here we got him in the nickel and man-to-man coverage, and I really like this coverage going against the deep crosser route across the middle. He had his man locked up the entire way. Good coverage right here. Here at the bottom of the screen, we're going to get him playing on the outside, this time matched up against Michael Gallup in man-to-man coverage, and he does a good job matching him up while also turning his head around, and really shows some more good tape in man coverage this time around. Here in the slot against speedster wide receiver Brandon Cooks once again, and here he's going to give him a free release off the line of scrimmage. He backpedals, which ultimately this ends up being a big mistake by him, as giving a free release to a speedster like Brandon Cooks, he just quickly goes into the slant, gets the ball in his hands with a lot of green grass ahead of him, and he makes this a big gain for the Dallas Cowboys offense. Here the Giants are going to come with the blitz, and Holmes is going to drop back into zone coverage across the middle and is able to read the eyes of the quarterback. He's able to jump this route across the middle for the interception. Now, to be fair, this was in garbage time with their backup quarterback, but still he made the play, so I got to give him props on this one. He read the quarterback's eyes and came down with the interception. Here, top of the screen, he is matched up on the outside 1v1 against Michael Gallup, and Gallup is going to get him off the release. He doesn't get his hands on him, and he ends up giving up a step to him, and also he isn't able to turn his head around at any point during the route to identify where the ball is at. He really just focuses on his man, doesn't get his head around, and he gives up another big play down the field. In the slot once again, here he gives about 10 yards of cushion off the line, and here the Giants are going to drop into a cover 4 zone look, and quarterback Sam Howell is met with pressure. He is forced to move out of the pocket, and this changes up the whole trajectory of the route down the field, trying to get into a scramble drill, and he throws it down the field, and Darnay Holmes does a good job recovering and is able to be very opportunistic and comes down with the underthrown pass for the interception. Great play right here. Now right here, he's going to do a good job reading this play in zone coverage, and he's able to come up, make the tackle immediately in the open space against the running back. Good solid play right here. Now here in the slot, once again, he does give up a catch, but really you can't ask for much more on this rep when you look at the coverage. He does a good job off of the release, not falling for the feint to the outside from the wide receiver, and is right in his hip pocket the entire time. Very tight coverage, but the wide receiver makes this catch across the middle for a short gain. But overall, solid coverage right here. So overall, Raider Nation, Darnay Holmes is a decent player. When I look at him, he's a player that thrived a lot more in the slot cornerback position compared to playing on the outside. I do like the fact that we finally addressed the slot cornerback position. We finally got somebody to add in that room. You bring in a guy with experience in the league in Darnay Holmes, and he's also a guy that's not like an old veteran. He's not at the tail end of his career. He still is pretty young at only 26 years of age, so he can still potentially improve and develop being put in the right situation, and that very well could be the scenario for him here with the Las Vegas Raiders. So he does have a little bit of upside. Now he's a little bit undersized. That's why ideally you only want him to be at the slot cornerback position. And the Raiders currently have slot cornerback Nate Hobbs, who is one of the top players at the nickel cornerback position, but he has only been able to play a full season once in his career. So the Raiders definitely needed a backup plan for this in case he goes out, and I think this is going to be it. It's going to be Darnay Holmes. He's a solid depth signing for the nickel cornerback spot, because before this we really didn't have a viable backup in that position. In case Nate Hobbs were to go down, he should be fine for the backup cornerback role on this team, and I like the fact that he's familiar with the system and the scheme with Patrick Graham, so it really shouldn't take him a super long time to adapt to this defense, to this scheme, as Patrick Graham was his defensive coordinator the first 2 seasons of his career. The Raiders finally add some depth to the slot cornerback position. But Raider Nation, I definitely want to get your guys' feedback in the comment section down below. What do you guys think of this guy's tape? What do you think of the signing overall? Let me know in that comment section down below. But with that being said, Raider Nation, that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel and you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one.